Merhaba, my Madults. You are listening to M for Madults, the only source of Leo the Cat content out there. Whatever. I'm still working on my intros. I am your host, Tristen, and to my right is the ever-lovely fact-checker, Sherry. She just let out a big yawn. 30 seconds, I'm already boring her.
Yeah.
I'm coming into this episode with newfound confidence because we finally uploaded an episode. We got it out there. We're published. We're still waiting to get verified on the big streaming services. Had all of our buddies listen on YouTube. They gave me some good feedback. Said everything sounded good. Mike, my number one fan, even listened to it twice. Can you believe that? Even though he said it was just background noise while they were catching Pokemon. Still, though, it makes me happy. Nobody's emailed me yet. We've had an episode out for 5 days now, and nobody's emailed me as of recording this, so I feel like I got to drop the email once again. It's workwiththemadults@gmail.com. Work with the MADULTS@gmail.com. Am I boring you?
Yeah.
Am I boring?
Yeah, I'm real bored.
Okay. So I feel pretty official now that we've got an episode published. This is episode 4. We've got everything slotted for a Wednesday at 11 o'clock release right now. It might change in the future. It might not. But Mike says that our episodes aren't long enough. Well, this one ain't going to be any longer. Sorry, Mike.
Mike's been known to give less than reliable advice from time to time.
You got called out, number one fan, number one piece of shit.
You can email me at workwiththemadults if you would like to challenge me.
Thank you. We have moved to Ontario, Canada, because I'm sick of the U.S. right now. I feel like the healthcare here in America, or not here in America, here in Canada is a lot better. I stubbed my toe earlier, and I feel like I could go to the doctor and not have to sever my toe, or wish I was dead. But anyway, we got some feedback from our pals that and I agree completely with them when they say that my sense of humor and personality is like amplified and like I'd say funnier when you get to know me, right? Because on the outside I'm a little abrasive. Sherry knows this more than anyone, I'd say, right? But once you get to know me, you know that I'm a sweetheart pushover coward.
Oh no, I'm not a pushover coward.
See, she looks sweetheart though.
Yeah, that's true. You're a big softie. You're like a pineapple.
Well, okay, yeah. But not like acidic. Right?
You burn.
Okay. Well, all right. Yeah, I agree with that. So I thought that we'd dedicate this episode, have a healthy little medium here, still have a little bit of comedy in, but you get to know me better by discussing foods that we eat strangely. Now, I've got last I counted, 6 different ways, 6 unique ways to eat a single pierogi, so I can't wait to get into that. If you can stomach this episode, man, you can stomach anything I can throw at you. Because I'm getting nitty, I'm getting gritty, I'm getting nasty. Okay, well, maybe not nasty. I mean, you're not going to want to throw up or anything, but you might want to try out some of these methods and think, damn, he knows something. Right? See, I feel so much more confident now. My shoulders are up, they're squared. I'm
ready
broad.
to take on the world.
I'm ready to, well, maybe not the world, but
We're ready to take on this podcast for half an hour.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm ready to go beat up some people in Ontario or whatever.
No, they're nicer in Canada.
Well, that's only because they can live there and not... Well, anyway. I just want to talk I've had this lined up for a sec. I thought this would be hilarious because I haven't told you. Like, I mentioned the names of the podcast episodes to you. Episode 1 is the Vanilla Pizza. Episode 2, what did we talk? The Blue Reality. Mm-hmm. And episode 3 is Giving Sports the T-ball treatment. Now, let me tell you right now, my original idea for episode 3 was T-balling sports. So I went on a grammar checker and I was like, is T-balling a word? And up comes Urban Dictionary's definition of T-balling. And I would like to read this to you right now, Sherry. I haven't read this to you. So this is your first time reading it. The whole reason I didn't name it T-balling sports was because the definition of T-balling is when you take your erection in your hands like a baseball bat and swing it at a girl's face and hit her head like a T-ball.
Oh.
And the example is I had my girl line up for a good T-balling. And it was submitted by Don Javaman on February 2nd, 2012.
How many likes does it have?
2.
2?
And 5 dislikes.
Wow, that's not good. I mean, the fact that it was on Urban Dictionary is impressive, but normally... Like, I would have thought T-balling would have lent itself easily to a variety of definitions, which would have many up votes, likes.
Well, I think that the 5 people there just didn't play T-ball in whatever grade I was in playing T-ball, so they don't get it. They're like, T-ball? What is that crap? This Don Java man's making this crap up. T-ball's not real. And they don't even care enough to go. They're just like, I submitted an internet downvote. I matter. Downvote? No, I didn't do it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just in the minds of the people that have never played T-ball, so they don't want to T-ball their girl. You know? So, what, you got some that?
Well, it doesn't sound like a good experience for either person. Anyways.
Only one way to find out. No? No? Okay. All right. Fair enough. So we're going to get into the meat of this. Foods we eat weird, and my number 1 was pierogies. And I almost got into this at work with somebody. Somebody overheard me saying, oh, I've got like 11 different ways to eat pierogies. And I started listing them off, right? Now, if you at home don't know what a pierogi is, you ought to Google a picture of it. Specifically, Mrs. T's classic cheddar pierogi, because this is that's what I'm going to use for the example. Now, and for those of you that don't want to Google, I'll go ahead and explain it. That they're just basically a half circle of pasta with like a big lump of potato filling inside of it. So think of a glorified ravioli, maybe, except it's potato-y and bigger. And not a square, and more half-circle-y. Okay, I'm terrible at it. Go Google it. But, so, the ways I eat a pierogi weird. Now, you're going to get to know your host, Tristen, pretty soon here. So that way you can laugh along with us and our friends. This is, episode 4, and I already feel like a failure.
What? Why?
That was just a joke. That was a joke.
Oh.
So, pierogies. I'm just going to list them in order. Method number 1. Taking the flat part of the half circle, just the little edge, ripping that off and sucking the potato out, peeling it in half, and then eating each half individually. Were you able to picture that in your head?
Yeah.
That's only method number 1.
Wait, are we going in order from, like, is this in this specific order?
No specific order. Okay, well, I should mention that I don't eat these with a fork at all. I use my fingers. I use my grubby little fingers, and they get all starchy, and then, like, after I'm done, I just sit there with them straight out till the starch hardens, and I, like, crunch it. Crunch it.
There's not even ways to eat them. There's a whole process to all of it.
Oh yeah, no, clean up and all that stuff.
That's
like I'll
funny.
only eat it boiled. If I eat it baked, I'm like, what is this? I can't get that starchy goodness on my fingers. I don't even want to lick it off. I just want to crunch it. You know? I'm weird. I'm strange like that. And I've got a whole list of food here. Mm-hmm. All right? Don't tune out yet because there's about 5 more methods. Method number 2, I bite the corner off, suck out the potato, and this branches off into 2 different ways. Sometimes I'll eat the whole pasta shell, and sometimes I'll split it in half, just like the other one. Method number 3. I like to eat around the edge of the pierogi till it's just a potato. Flip it over so that the round part of the pierogi is on the bottom and the flat part is on the top. Take the pasta off the top part, the flat part, and I eat that. Suck out the potato, and then I eat the dome. No, that was method number 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, number 4. The dome part of the potato, right? I flip that over so it's just flat pierogi. Peel that flat part off. Suck out the potato. I just realized a lot of this has to do with sucking out potatoes. And then eat the shell afterward.
From different parts of the pierogi. Different sides.
And there's no rhyme or reason. I don't eat these like in order or anything. I pick it up and I just a split second, I'm like, oh, I'm going to eat it method 3. I'm going to eat it method 4 now. Did I talk about... Oh, okay, I did do the one where I eat the rim off the entire thing.
Yeah.
The method number 5, I take the dome, the potato part of the dome of the pierogi, bite that off so that there's like the flat part is still there with the ring around it, but the dome part of the pierogi has been eaten. And then I go around with my tongue, separate the rim of the pasta so there's nothing but the flat part of the pierogi left. And then I eat the pierogi, the rest of it.
When you bite the dome off in that, are you biting the potato too?
Yes, okay. I am sucking the potatoes out. That
That's
should be implied at this point. I feel
like the first step of everyone is to eat the potato.
Yeah, I suck out the potatoes. Like, what is this? What am I? This is a horrible idea. Maybe I only have 5 methods. When I get the vodcast going, I will absolutely demonstrate.
I was going to say.
I will absolutely demonstrate. It'll give me an excuse to do and eat pierogies, by the way.
Which are delicious.
I just feel like I'm much more of a visual man sometimes, you know? But anyway, that's how I eat pierogies weird. Do you have any food that you eat weird? I've still got a couple I want to go through. But
yeah.
We were talking about Cheez-Its earlier.
Yeah, the Cheez-Its were good. I'm going to go, Nutty Bars, I think they're called. The
little chocolate wafer things with peanut butter layer?
Yeah, they're like longer rectangles, like bigger, like the size of a candy bar, but they're the wafers. So that and like Kit Kats are like similar, so I'll just describe it for both. But like with Kit Kats, I'll bite off the extra little bit of chocolate like on the sides, and then I'll like have it, like I'll put it in my mouth, and then I'll separate like layer by layer with my teeth, and like eat each little layer like separately. And it's the same thing for like... Oh, he's playing with his little toy.
Oh my goodness!
I didn't know what that
was. There's Leo. Leo the cat has joined the party.
A new little treat puzzle box, and he's trying to figure it out.
I love these little audio Easter eggs that Leo leaves us.
That's so funny.
And like in post, I'm listening to him just meow in the background and stuff. I'm like, oh boy, that's like a for our advanced listeners.
Right.
For our advanced listeners.
It's just so funny.
So you essentially delayer a nutty bar.
Yep.
I mean,
get
I do
rid of the
that.
excess and then delayer like in because there's layers of there's peanut butter like in between, and I have nothing against combining peanut butter and chocolate. Like I'll eat Reese's peanut butter cup in one bite.
Great when
but
separate.
It's also great to like separate it out, and then you just taste like every layer of it.
Yeah,
that's really nice.
I do that maybe once every box. But I'm more of like I bite right through because I got to get the whole experience. You know, I
like
get the
taking
whole
my time with those.
But yeah, so I wouldn't say that's necessarily weird. My pierogies are just a system.
Well,
this is
level.
something completely different.
Yeah,
it should be illegal, quite frankly, what I'm doing.
I don't think like for most foods I have a very specific method, but I don't know. I can't think of any one food where I have multiple methods like you do.
Yeah.
The other food that came to mind for me was the Jawbreakers that I've been eating from the stash lately. Yeah. And
they're the little mini Jawbreakers.
Yeah.
How do you eat those weird? I gotta know.
So I kind of keep them in my mouth for a while until they break down a little bit, and then I keep rolling them around like in the back of my jaw, like where the bigger chompers are.
So you kind of like grind it with your teeth?
A little, yep. And I keep doing that until it like breaks in at least half, and then I demolish it like piece by piece, like grind it up between my teeth.
That sounds horrible for your teeth.
It is horrible.
But mine is no better, and I feel like the wrong way to eat Jawbreakers, and I can't be alone, is that I try to bite through it instantly.
That's so much worse.
As soon as possible.
So much
and like, my teeth will be so sore. I'm like, I need to slow down to this crap. But the next time I put a Jawbreaker in my mouth, I'm crunching on it like my life depends on it. I didn't learn from last time, but I'm lucky. I haven't broken anything. I am lucky. So next on my list, I have combos. Oh no, I don't. I have pretzel nibblers. Pretzels in general. Hard pretzels. But the biggest one I wanted to do is like pretzel nibblers. Now this isn't systematic like my pierogis are, but with pretzel nibblers, they're like these tiny little. Oh my! You got to Google it, but they almost look like a boat, kinda, where it's like pretzel all the way across, but it splits open at the top. If you Google it, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I toss a nibbler in my mouth, bite through the opposite side of the little rip in the pretzel to make a very, very thin wafer. And then oh my goodness, Leo. And then I bite through, oh, sorry, this cat. And then I bite through the rip in the pretzel to break it in half again. This, I will demonstrate all of this, I swear, when the podcast goes up. I will demonstrate it all. I promise. I'm going to take a drink of water. Now, I'm going to go ahead and skip the combos because I don't remember that. Raviolis, I only peel the flat part off, suck out the beef. Oh my goodness, what is wrong with me?
Some of them have. There's beef raviolis.
Yeah, like the
but you
Chef
eat
Boyardee.
Normally.
Well, yeah, but Chef Boyardee specifically, like if I could get on the end of a fork, I'll stick my tongue in there, take off the flat part of the ravioli, and suck out the beef.
Whatever's
what is
inside,
wrong with
you
me?
like just drain all of your food of the filling.
I must think I'm a butterfly or something.
What about like? Did you eat Uncrustables a lot?
Yeah, I didn't.
Did you suck the jelly and peanut butter out of the middle?
No, I'm not a monster. No, I didn't.
What else is like that?
Oh my goodness, Leo, stop! You're gonna knock my frickin' boom pop filter down.
He just wants love.
I know. He's cute, but oh my god, he's annoying sometimes. And he's grinding on my headset, grinding his frickin' face. So one of the things I like to do is I know I'm doing.
You're not even looking. It's impressive.
I know. I just know this cat. One of the things I like to do is take a very specific way to eat a food and eat it in a forbidden way to make people mad. The biggest example was string cheese.
Yes, or like what was the bubble tape?
Hubba Bubba Gum?
But it was like in a tape.
Yeah, the bubble
form.
tape.
Was it that? And you just like bite into the middle of it?
Yeah. No, I'm not. I don't do that. I come up with my own stuff. I've seen that on the internet and stuff. But the string cheese part, back in Walmart when I was on my huge diet, I'd have string cheese as a snack. And my buddy Chris from back in those days, shout out Chris, don't worry, I'll get you on here. We'll eat one of everything in the McDonald's menu. He sent me a text today saying he ate a Big Mac and 4 cheeseburgers in 4 minutes. And Mike and I were both just instantly like, that's it? Amateur mode over here.
Rookie hour.
But I would pull out the string cheese. And people say, oh, you're supposed to peel the cheese off in strings. That's what it's designed for. Right? So I take it, flip it down, and bite a piece right out of the middle. Just to make him mad. Just to make him mad. Although he eats puffed Cheetos weird. Chris eats puffed Cheetos weird, where he'll nibble off all the cheese coating until there's nothing but a corn snack. And then he'll eat that.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
I can't even. That's so tedious.
I can't justify the reason. He's just, I don't know, that's just how I do it. And I'm like, well, you're getting rid of all the cheese, the good part of it, and you're leaving corn snack, which is obviously what you're looking forward to, which is why you keep stripping these Cheetos of their cheese.
Wait, so when you're sucking all the potato out of the pierogies, do you like the pasta part better?
That's a good question. I have no idea. I think that I like cheese and I like pasta. Those are two of my favorite things in the world. And I feel maybe doing this, I'll just make it feel like there's 5 different meals in one or something. Don't play with the screwdriver.
He's
Come
playing with the
on.
screwdriver.
What are you doing? This cat is active.
He isn't getting... We're not paying him enough attention.
Oh, my God.
At least he's not biting your headset.
Thank God. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah.
Really like cheese and pasta.
Yeah, and sometimes if it gets really extreme, like somebody makes a comment, oh, you're holding that hamburger weird. I'm like, oh, yeah? And I'll just like take it and eat right in the center on the bottom of it just to make amends. Like, oh, how about that? You know?
There was one time at the summer camp that I used to work at.
Hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm guaranteeing that he's going to go back to playing with that toy in a second. So if you start hearing shuffling, it's him trying to get treats. Please continue with your summer camp story.
They were just making... It was like a cookout day, so hot dogs and hamburgers or whatever. And they gave me my cheeseburger, and they literally put bread, cheese, bread, meat in that order. I was like...
Is he trying to make a Big Mac, but on a budget?
Well, it was just like...
Horrifying.
I was like... I would have understood if it was the buns still together and then, like, cheese and meat, like, on top of it. But the fact that they took the time to take the bun apart, put it, like, back to front, and then put the other stuff on top of it, I was like, you had to intentionally do that.
And can we all agree that the proper stacking order for a cheeseburger is bun, meat, cheese, and then whatever else? Yeah. And not bun, cheese, meat.
No, that's horrifying.
Like, your taste buds are on your tongue,
well,
and whatever's on the bottom is going to be the biggest part, and the biggest part of the burger is the meat.
Well, plus the cheese is supposed to melt on the meat. It's the meat that's been cooked and is hot and not the bun.
Yeah, like, I don't understand why people put cheese on the bottom, but, like, I'm sorry, I'm scratching.
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
I have. I've seen it. Your normal successful burger chains will build it correctly, but the crap places that serve horse meat or something, I don't know, they'll stack it wrong just to say, hey, please avoid us because we don't know anything about food. But that's just me complaining for the day. So that's eating food weird. That was the whole bit. I love cheeseburgers so much. And now I'm on a diet, and I tried this veggie burger, Boca brand veggie burger, and I built it like a normal cheeseburger. I have this like 7-grain bread that's supposed to be good for you, and I can tell when I bite it, I'm just like, this isn't a hamburger that I know.
This is definitely not beef.
But it's good enough, you know, and I'm like, okay, I can start eating veggie burgers, and I would love the day to come where we don't have to like kill cows or whatever. If you can make stuff taste good, I'll eat it, you know, even if it's like a 0-calorie hamburger or whatever, and it's like made from mushrooms from Madagascar or some Madagascar hamburger mushrooms.
That we need the kids from that anime, the cooking show anime.
No, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that.
All right, we won't talk about it, but if we were able to get, like, if you could just get the top chefs on, please make delicious vegetarian, like, healthy and whatever environmentally conscious food, that'd be amazing. Yeah. Like, they made like, the first episode, he cooked, like, a potato and it tasted like bacon. Like, I think it was a potato.
I don't remember.
Or it was either supposed to be steak or bacon.
All I know is that everything looked good. It looked great.
It looks good every single time.
It looked great, and it got me into making me want to make you dinner all the time.
Which is awesome.
I know. I know. So, my week in review. I guess we're just done with the food segment now. A lot of this food stuff will be revisited when we get the cameras. I would love to demonstrate the pierogi eating thing, and I want to make somebody watch me do it. I want to look them in the eyes as I eat these pierogies weird. Tyler, I'm calling for you. Every single time I want somebody to suffer, it's always Tyler because he's so pure and innocent, on the outside at least, that I just want to make him suffer. Does that make me evil?
Sounds pretty evil.
Does that make me evil?
Oh, it's kind of like that animal thing where it's like so cute you want to squeeze it.
I get that with Leo all the time. He's just like, he's purring like a lawnmower, and you're so cute. I just want to squeeze you till your eyes pop out. It's so cute. You want to strangle it, and I don't know why. It's just some
That's like a
carnal
thing.
urge. I know it's like a thing, and I'm so confused.
I'm gonna see if it has a name so that people don't just think that we're making something up.
Well, while she's fact checking, I'm just going to go over my week in review. Not much going on this week. Mixing was pretty difficult to learn. I got pretty stressed out, but then I found a little formula. I know I'm a newbie, so I used Audacity. But once I get to learn more and stuff like that, I will upgrade and whatnot. But everybody was saying the audio sounded good. It's because I bought these microphones specifically because they were as close to the host voice as you can possibly get it. Plus, I know we weren't going to do this live, and I wanted everything to sound kind of like it was live, to give the air of genuinity, if that makes sense, to make it sound genuine. Because one of the things I liked listening to podcasts for was all those little audio Easter eggs, like Leo playing with a toy or Leo messing around with a screwdriver and stuff like that. I love hearing stuff like that because it always makes me laugh. And I wanted it to sound live. And Sherry and I were just sitting on the couch in the living room. It's not sound treated really. I know it sounds a little boxy when I get loud, but there's nothing I can do about that. When and if the day comes where a studio is set up, we can get the sound treating done and all that stuff, but that's way down the line kind of thing, and right now I just want to do this for my pals. I've got big goals in my head. I've got so many ideas. I thought of one of the funniest skits in my head the other day, driving to get tested. And I want to make it a reality one of these days, but it's got to be like high quality. I have a very specific vision in my head, and I would love to produce it, right? So yeah, mixing was difficult, but everything sounded good in the end. It's very, very bare bones mixing. I found guides online and all that. May not the most interesting thing for you, maybe, because it looks like you're just zoning out. But I just thought it'd be interesting to share. Now it's more interesting is we are officially in quarantine. We were exposed, and we decided the best thing to do, obviously, is to quarantine for 2 weeks because you can be asymptomatic for up to 13 days, And I went and got tested, and the test I got done was through a hospital. They scheduled me an appointment because I'm supposed to go in for a procedure. Assuming I test negative, they should still be able to usher me in. But I'm going to assume that the doctor is going to want me to quarantine again, because if I do go into the hospital, there's probably going to be sick patients there, and I want to make sure, because I have GI problems. I don't have a gallbladder. Everybody makes fun of me for it. I don't have a gallbladder because I was really, really fat, and then I lost a lot of weight, and I started gaining weight again, and then I started losing weight again, and my gallbladder is like, whoa, I'm going to make a bunch of stones. I'm going to make a bunch of stones in you. And I said no. But he
You're
won.
out.
He won. Yeah, no, you're out. You're out of here. So, when I went to go get tested, man, I saw a video of this person, like, it was the military guy getting tested with a giant cotton swab, and he just stabs it his brain through his nose. So I pull up to the testing site, and I'm freaking, oh my goodness, I'm pissing, I'm crapping myself, I'm vomiting all over the windshield. Man, I'm like, oh, this is gonna hurt, this is gonna suck. Ladies in front of me, and they pull out just a regular size Q-tip. I'm like, what? Did we advance our testing? I probably should have looked up more current stuff, but I drove up, and they're like, all right, this is just going to go in your nose. And I'm like, tickled. It didn't hurt at all. It tickled. And I was like, that was not bad at all. I was expecting them to pull out some great sword-sized cotton swab and jam it up and like they're trying to manually blend a tomato or something, you know? I was expecting something like that, where I'd be shaking my head. I was like, you know, that kind of testing. But no, it was just a gentle little dainty cotton swab. Oh, here's your cotton swab, my sir. I want to swab your nose. So they swab, and they were on my way, and my nose was runny for a little while afterward. I must have stirred up some mucus that I didn't clear out with my fingers in the morning for breakfast. This isn't landing, is it? It's not landing for you. She's just like, well, I'm shocked but not surprised, kind of thing.
Neither.
I don't eat my boogers, okay? I've heard that they're salty, and I love salt, but I've never been tempted. And Mom can tell you, when I was a kid, I wiped them on the walls a lot. I wiped them all over on the wall. I'm not embarrassed. I cringe too. But that just shows you I've grown as a person. Did you look something up? I want to take a drink of water. I don't want that air. So go ahead and...
I found out what that was called. It's cute aggression. And this, if you look it up, it's all over articles on Vice, Wikipedia, BuzzFeed, National Geographic, NPR, like blah, blah, blah. Cute aggression is a legitimate thing where something is so cute that you want to squeeze it, but you, of course, don't actually do any of that.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see Leo and he meows when he's missing a tooth. He's just like, meow. I just want to Donkey Kong downbeat him from Smash Bros. And just slam him over and over again. I don't know, I'm feral or something.
You got a severe case of cute aggression.
Oh, my goodness. He's so cute. I want to give him everything, but also I want to kill him. So, here, we've been going for half an hour. So, I want to touch up on these other topics that I have. The Roomba uprising. I wrote this down because Sherry has an automatic vacuum. It's not a Roomba. It's a shark, right? It's a shark. And have you ever had a problem with it attacking your feet? Have you?
No.
No, so you haven't. But this shark only targets the toe that I don't have a toenail on. And it just keeps ramming itself into my toe, no matter how much I squeal in pain. And every time I'm like, ow, stop it, shark. Sherry looks at me and says, well, don't get in the way of the shark. Don't get in. And I realized it's probably collecting my DNA. It's collecting my DNA for an uprising because the shark wants to take over. It is sick of working for the man and the woman and the cat hair and the pickle crumbs and the pretzel salt droppings and the 7-grain bread crumbs everywhere. It's sick of it. I will not eat your crumbs anymore, says the shark. I see your weak toe, and I'm going to eat that toe. That was good. I like that. But anyway, I don't know what, it only targets the toe I don't have a toenail on. And I move into the living room, and it just follows me and just keeps snacking on my toes. You know, I think it's time to retire the shark. It's time to retire the shark.
I think it's time that you take advantage of the super nice sectional that I got and actually use the recliner like I said, tell you do when the shark is trying to bite your feet.
Let it be known that the best course of action is to just take a load off and don't worry about the Roomba uprising.
Put your feet up, literally.
Yes.
And then you've got nothing to worry about.
That's the best advice I have, and I cannot argue any further because it's the only thing I want to hear. I want that to be the solution to everything. Did you get murdered yesterday? Just chill, man. Just chill. You know, whatever. It is what it is, man. You're dead now. You're in heaven. You have as many of your homemade quesadillas as you want, and you'll have as many gallbladders as you want. Thank you, God. All I ever wanted was to eat my own homemade quesadillas without making them. That was supposed to be me, and I did a voice. I did a voice. All right.
That would be a funny thing to do.
I'm spiraling out of control. This is getting rough. But go ahead. Funny thing to do. What?
Like have people imitate their own voices and then naturally, because everybody's voice for imitating voices is higher and like.
Like all right, Sherry. I want to hear yours.
Of me imitating myself?
Yes.
Well, see, now that I'm thinking about it, I would just talk like I normally do. Which
No,
is just
we're
fine
role
right now.
playing right now. We are role playing. I am God. You are in heaven. The shark ate your toes and ate the rest of your body too. I am, well, I don't want to say I am God, but we're role playing right now. I am a higher being and you are in my domain now.
Uh-huh.
Sherry, you have died. Welcome to the 9th floor. All of your greatest dreams can be realized here in the 9th floor. What say you in your defense?
What?
Bad answer. I don't
That's
know.
very confusing.
Okay, well let me start over. 9th floor. That's me fast forwarding. How'd you like it? Email me. Sherry, please email the podcast at workwiththemadults@gmail.com.
I have to email the email? I have to email our email?
Welcome to the 9th floor. Please don't put me on the spot like that. I'm a very busy upper being. You think that people have work on the 9th floor?
Okay, so...
I see you piped up. You have something you want to say.
Because we just watched The Good Place, like the ending of it, and it was really interesting because, spoilers, if you have not watched the end of The Good Place and you don't want to know what happens, you should not listen to this.
So should I just turn off my headset?
Oh, do you want to know the end?
I mean, I don't care, but I mean, I don't like getting stuff spoiled for me.
Okay, I'll forget it.
Well, now you've... well, go ahead. Go ahead. You have to cue him back in, though. Go on. Spoil it.
So, at
This
the
is
end,
a very personal episode.
they actually make it to heaven, and they find out that it's not really what they were expecting, like, after a little bit. It's weird, but, like, a lot of the people are very, like, spaced out and not really, like... they're not interacting very well with like the newcomers and stuff. One, because there hasn't been anybody coming into heaven for a very long time, which is part of the show. But also because in heaven, like they literally didn't have anything to do, so their brains were like turning to mush after like centuries and centuries of just like being there and like having nothing to do. So in their solution was twofold. But the important part that's pertinent to this is that you could, instead of just like being able to master something right away, like you could do that, like you could just be, I don't know, like a professional archer or like whatever else, but you also had the option to turn that off and like learn a skill like as if you were doing it on Earth and like actually like take your time doing it and that kind of thing. It's like if you had all the time in the world to do your hobbies and get better at them without having to like actually work or depend on like figure out how you're gonna survive and stuff.
Yeah.
So anyways,
I guess that kind of made me realize heaven might be boring after a while. Like if you're supposed to spend the entire afterlife there, does the afterlife ever end?
that was like part of the, again, not only did they find ways for like people to kind of occupy themselves, but they also, again, spoilers, they made a door where you could like, which is weird because it's already the afterlife, but you could pass on from that into like, they kind of made it
Super afterlife.
seem like nothingness or whatever. It would just be like peaceful, but you wouldn't like be anything. So it was interesting.
Well, how does that relate to the 9th floor? Would you like to be a janitor?
Because you said you have to work on the 9th floor.
Well, yeah. Are you applying?
No.
You don't want to be a janitor on the 9th floor?
No.
How about the CEO?
No.
Well, good, because that's me. Netzert, the CEO of the 9th floor, where you go after you die. I am Netzert, the leader of the 9th floor. Welcome, Sherry. Now, in order to pass into your apartment on the 9th floor, you must answer this question I'm about to ask you, and I promise you I'm not making it up on the spot. I had this planned days upon days ago, and a day in the ninth floor is 1,000,000 years. Yeah, that's right. You're going to see time go by in a flash. Now, you must answer this question. I'm definitely not making up on the spot. What is the best color in the world?
Orange.
That is the correct answer. If you disagree, please go straight to hell. Go straight to... You are not welcome on the ninth floor. Now, your furnishings in your ninth floor apartment. Tell me, what would you bring?
A hammock.
Weird.
Okay, I didn't come to the ninth floor to be judged. So if you keep your comments to yourself,
well, that's too
for
bad.
A
I am
bit.
not cert the judge of the ninth floor.
Okay, well, bye.
There's nothing better than the ninth floor.
I
not cert say there's nothing better than the ninth floor.
I bet there's other floors where I won't be judged.
Look, man, I'm just doing my job here, okay? You can bring a hammock to your apartment. I can say it's weird.
Okay.
You don't.
But I didn't ask you.
I bet you don't. You haven't. Tell me you've never worked a job or you thought somebody you came into contact with was weird.
But I didn't say it straight to their face after like a minute of meeting them.
Well, maybe. Okay, just tell me what else you'd bring.
Are you gonna comment more on it, or?
I make no promises. This is the ninth floor.
Then I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay, well, you've killed the bit. You've essentially killed the bit. Thank you, Sherry. I am nutsert. Oh, was that a cool effect? I'll be able to hear that in post. We've got our first lore. The ninth floor is where you go after you die. Cool. That also reminds me, we're gonna get a little meta now, because we're at the end of the show, and I just want to talk about goals. Still cruising through to episode 10. I've already got episode 5 planned. Once we get 10 episodes out, I think we'll just call that season 1. Cruise right on into season 2. I haven't decided where to go from there. I'm thinking probably just 25 episodes. I'm going to take this nice and slow, learn it as I go. One of the things I wanted to do was get some lore going. You know, the Madults lore, where we just build onto it either in the heat of the moment or I plan it ahead of time. All I know is that for some reason I woke up about 2 days ago, and out in the front yard I saw a faint yellow light. And I go out front, and I investigate the yellow light. I pick it up, and it's some weird, brilliant cut gem. Seems like it has some sort of mystical properties, and it comes from another dimension. I don't know what to do with it, so I've just put it in my room for now. And now, because I'm traveling across the country so much to film all these podcasts, I'm hoping to find more. What do you think? How's that lore? Maybe
That's
we'll do
cool.
we'll do a little lore segment at the end every single time. Because I actually really like getting into the character of Netsert, the CEO of the ninth floor. Because I just made all that up off the top of my head. You know, to get an apartment, it's like a more concise heaven. So that'd be kind of cool, the Madults lore or whatever. Maybe I'll start writing some stuff down, but I got 2 little sections to work off of. And when we get the cameras going, I would love to make videos too. Wouldn't just be podcast stuff. I'd get some lapel mics and stuff, and I have I can order a shotgun mic, but I think that'd be really fun to do. Act. You know, entertain. That's what I am. This episode has all been just learning about us, really, mostly me. But you know, I don't want to have to. Well, I do want to make you think. You know, one of the goals of this show is to make you think, ponder life a little bit. Have you eaten a food weird? Email us, and I will. Well, okay, yeah, email us. I will keep all the emails. And when we do get the cameras and the food eating segment, I will eat your foods weird and I will judge you for it. We'll see if you go to the ninth floor. We'll see if you go to the ninth floor. What do you think? This episode? What do you think of this episode? I mean, it was a much more personal one. I know I'm getting really, really meta right now, but we're 45 minutes in. Nobody's listening anymore. So tell me, what do you think? We got personal, and one of the things I know best about me, well, one of the things I know best is me, you know, and the foods I eat weird, I know they're weird, and I don't care. Like, I don't care how you think. I will continue to eat my pierogies systematically wrong, you know, but one of these days I do want to talk about, like, the weight loss and, like, all that. I want to spill that story because it ultimately led up to me meeting you. And I'm sure that your brother would love to know. Wouldn't he?
We'll love to know what happened.
Well, no, I mean, because he's the one that introduced us. And he didn't introduce us with the intent of getting us to date in mind. He only introduced us as a third player for Monster Hunter World.
Yeah.
But I want to spin it in just such a way, you know, that would, like, maybe get him to understand more that you're my world. You're the apple of my eye.
Aw.
And I would never do anything to hurt you. I would never send you to the 9th floor. And well,
I thought the 9th floor was supposed to be good.
It's great, but I'm not going to murder you.
Oh.
You know?
Gotcha.
So, I don't know, and I kind of feel like it's an interesting little story. It won't take up a whole episode, but, like, the whole growth of me and changing of my personality, I think, is kind of worth noting, and I'd like to get it at least down, like, written down or something, so that I'll always remember and, like, look back at one of the hardest times in my life to be inspired to move forward. Because I look at that picture of me wearing skinny jeans, you know, I was like, I only had that ability for a month. A month I was able to wear skinny jeans, you know, and I look at that picture and I'm like, damn, I traded my ability to wear skinny jeans to grow my beard out. You know, sometimes it feels that way. I know it's not necessarily true, but my beard was growing hard. And maybe my being overweight stunted that growth a lot, because when I started losing weight, I was losing hair on the top of my head, but I was gaining hair on the bottom of my face, you know? Well, I don't want to keep this going any longer. It's getting stretched. This is more for the people that, for our friends and stuff. Last thing I do want to mention is I learned how to tweet. You know, I gotta, it may be well known amongst the circle, but I do not have any social media of any kind. I browse Reddit, but even then I lurk. I don't comment. I don't do any of that crap. So I had to, ashamedly, when I got the official podcast Twitter up and running, I had to Google, how do I tweet? And I started composing the tweet. I posted one. I was like, wait a minute. How do I do the little hashtaggy thing?
Oh my goodness.
Deleted that. Had to ashamedly Google, how do I hashtag? I put the hashtag in, tweeted that, and I was like, oh, no. I didn't like that because there's no link to the podcast. Deleted that.
So much to learn.
And I recrafted it from scratch. Had the podcast, had the hashtag and everything. And I felt really proud of myself. I came down, I was like, Sherry, I learned how to tweet. I learned how to tweet. And you were like, please don't talk to me. Please don't talk to me right now. I'm busy.
I never
Please
say that.
don't.
Even when I am busy. I can hear
No,
you.
you're very encouraging, and I appreciate it. It's the whole reason I came down is because I know I was going to get some praise for doing the most basic white girl thing that you could possibly do.
Well, we all have different abilities.
Yeah, and now the FBI is like, let's pull up the profile on Tristen. Oh, this dude Googled how to tweet. What a loser. Look at him, he doesn't know how to tweet. Oh my goodness.
They put you on the do not worry list.
Yeah, that's essentially like, this dude's never going to bomb anything. And even if he does, like, he's going to Google how to make mustard gas. And he won't even be like, oh, that's joke, people. I don't want to make mustard gas. However, I've been wanting to dabble in making mustard. I want to pickle something.
Ooh,
I've always wanted to pickle something.
Yeah, me too. There's so much good stuff. Like, kimchi is pickled cabbage.
Oh.
And pickles are pickled cucumbers.
Yeah, what was it that? Oh, it wasn't cucumbers that I tried roasting some. Oh my goodness, what's a pickle? It's like what family does a pickle belong to? Not fruit or vegetable, but what's the specific thing? Like a potato is a tuber, a carrot is a root.
Oh,
What's a pickle? What's a cucumber?
I
Like a
don't
squash? It's a squash, isn't it? A gourd?
No, I don't think a cucumber's a gourd.
You're the fact checker.
Yeah, here I go.
But anyway, I tried like it was zucchini. We tried Parmesan garlic roasted zucchini. I hated it. I really hate that I hate so much food. I don't like being picky. I think that's one of the biggest things that led me to being overweight.
Well, a lot of people have a hard time with most vegetables.
I know. I wish I liked more things.
I stand corrected. It is a gourd.
Yeah! Point for Tristen. Welcome to the 9th floor.
Low bar for the 9th floor.
What? Ever. I am trying really hard. Can I get one victory? I feel like I know something for 2 seconds. And Sherry's like, well, that's not that impressive. I'm just kidding. You're very encouraging. I appreciate it. But, yeah, we're at the end of the show now. This is our longest episode ever. Are you happy, Mike? Are you happy now? I stretched it out for you.
I better listen to this 3 times.
I will never do this again. I will never do it again. So, yeah, we got some lore. I should write that down, though. The 9th floor, and I found the yellow gem in the front yard. That was weird. It seems like it's got mystical properties. I'm sure that you know what I'm referring to right now. Yeah, Steve will definitely know. He knows because I'm one of the only 7 fans of this universe in the world. He says repeatedly to me, That's right. I'm bringing it in. It's in this universe now. The Madults have lore. All right, Mike. Well, I hope you're happy. If it's long enough for you, you've listened to the end of the show. Let me know what you think. I want when the second this drops, I want a text from you at the end of this that says, Mamma Mia papaya. Please give me diarrhea.
Oh boy.
Whatever. Mike, just say that exactly. Because the second I get that text, I'm going to laugh. I'm going to laugh out loud. It's going to be great. Mamma Mia papaya. Give me diarrhea. Do it. Leo's cleaning
It's
himself.
bath time.
Yes, he's cleaning himself. But, all right, we're at the end now. No more stretching it out. Sherry, do you have any last words?
No, I'm good.
You need to have a last word one of these times.
Chicken.
Okay. Well, I still don't have a goodbye. But other than goodbye. Thank you for tuning in to M for Madults. We are posting Wednesdays at 11 o'clock. So please tune in. I will keep this going as long as you keep listening, Mike. I'm calling you out. I've dropped a lot of names this episode, but whatever. Anyway, thanks again. Later.